Ripple XRP holders, you guys are not going to believe this. So I have to share this interview with Brad Garlinghouse that was just posted July 14th. I'm getting into the chart as well too for XRP on what's about to happen next. As XRP sees a drop down to 70 cents, went all the way up to 95 cents. And some people are selling off right now. Bitcoin, we're going to talk about what's going to happen with Bitcoin over the next few years, because what happens with XRP is going to be directly correlated to what happens with Bitcoin as well too. And then we're talking about an interview with CNBC Blackrock CEO right here, Larry Fink, telling Jim Cramer and David Faber about what's happening right now in the markets. And many people know Jim Cramer has been historically wrong with his predictions, and so he's been an insider on the other side to try and shake people out of their positions. And then we're going to get into Binance reportedly laying off over 1,000 employees and what you guys could do to be able to prepare for the coming changes in the crypto space. So comment 777 if you're feeling blessed. Comment 777 if you're feeling bullish.
In some ways, it's ironic. The mission statement of the United States Securities and Exchange Commission is to protect investors. They went after Ripple, suggesting that all kinds of things, everything we were doing was selling an unregistered security, and the judge really very clearly said, sales through exchanges, not a security. When it's used for compensation, not a security. When it's used for incentives around the overall XRP ecosystem, not a security. So, we have already moved a lot of our activity, and frankly, 95% of our customers are non-US. So a lot of our activity has been outside the US jurisdiction because that's where our customer demand is. But I think that's where the US is losing. And I think what the SEC has been trying to do is to put power and politics over what is really just sound policy and providing clear rules of the road such that entrepreneurs and investors can participate in this amazing new market around crypto and blockchain technologies.
So this is still a legal process playing out. I think people watching, an SEC appeal process, what that looks like. What does it mean for your company in your business in the interim?
Look, as a matter of law, the law of the land right now is that XRP is not a security. And until there is an opportunity for the SEC to file an appeal, which would take years, and frankly, we're very optimistic. If they were to file an appeal, we think that only further solidifies the decision this judge made. Because, look, as a matter of law, as a matter of the facts, and really as a matter of looking back in the history here, for the SEC, really, it's overreach to suggest, as the chair has said many times, that basically everything in the crypto space is a security. Well, we now have a judge very clearly saying that is just not true, and very clearly saying XRP is not a security on exchanges and all these different use cases, which I think helps the whole industry for sure. So this is a win for Ripple. It's also a win for the entire crypto industry. And I think that's why you saw the crypto industry react so positively over the last 24 hours.
But one thing that's key here to understand is, XRP didn't go to its all-time high right away. And I talked about this in the other video where it would see some resistance between, 80 and 95 cents around $1 at these ranges right here. And so to be ready for what's going to happen next, we see, right here, this range of resistance, at the previous rally from February and March before it fell off a shelf. The next zone of resistance is going to be right here. Also, this would coincide with this downward trending resistance right here, that you can see of the previous high of May of 2021. If we connect the dots to January of 2018, coming upwards of $1.30 to $1.40, that would be XRP's other major stop right there that it would face some resistance at before we see a break to the upside. Once we see a break of not only this downward trending resistance, but a break of the previous high of April of 2021 of nearly $2, retesting the all-time high of almost $4 is inevitable. But what would need to happen in the space for that to take place? Because clearly a positive ruling is not enough. That's just one factor that would bring XRP from 40 cents to set 90 cents, doubled it, 100% gains, and then it's dropping down right now. It would be what would happen with Bitcoin. And so here's what we need to talk about with Bitcoin, because in an interview with CNBC, Blackrock CEO Larry Fink, many of you guys know Blackrock. If you've been watching the channel, you know that they run $9 trillion, $10 trillion assets under management. It's probably more than that behind the scenes that they don't share. It's kind of like if you look up someone's net worth and Google tells you their net worth. That's not their net worth, because most of their net worth is hidden in different investments that they haven't cashed out yet. and the IRS doesn't know about for all these billionaires. And so with BlackRock CEO Larry Fink discussing the potential of crypto as an international asset that can transcend the value of traditional currencies, Fink noted that recent depreciation of the US dollar and the appreciation of the digital asset industry over the past 5 years, pointing to the broad-based and worldwide interest in the asset class. So crypto to crush cash, will that happen? Well, according to Fink, over the past 5 years, BlackRock has seen a significant increase in interest from investors regarding the role of crypto in their portfolios. Fink believes that crypto is an international asset and has the potential to transcend any other currency, and it is not tied to any particular country or government. He emphasized BlackRock's commitment to ensuring the safety and protection of any investment products related to digital assets. As a major player in the investment industry, BlackRock recognizes the importance and caution and diligence when entering new markets. And so Fink remarks also suggest that the industry's future may lie in developing international products that can transcend the value of specific currencies. And so obviously distributed ledger technology, what Ripple is doing with their technology connecting the banks. As the global economy becomes increasingly interconnected, the potential of crypto to serve as a universal asset may become more apparent. And so I'm going to play this right here on Twitter with what he has to say. Listen to this, and then I'll jump back into the charts as well too, and I'll show you guys some cool stuff.
I mean, we believe the fixed income market is going to become multiple $1 trillion in ETFs. Equities will continue. More and more of the market will be delivered through an ETF platform. If you think about what was done 20 years ago now with the advent of a gold ETF, that really democratized gold investing. It brought down the cost of transaction for gold. I mean, the cost of transacting physical gold is absurd. Mm-hmm. And now with crypto.
Yeah, the markups too as well. If you're buying bullion, coins and all that from the spot price is very crazy.
The idea of democratizing that role, the cost right now to transact is quite expensive. We're talking points, not decimal points. And so that's a big point. Two, over the last 5 years, more and more our global investors are asking us about the role of crypto. And as I said, I do believe a lot of crypto it's an international asset. It has a differentiating value versus other asset classes, but more importantly, because it's so international, it's going to transcend any one currency and currency valuation. If you just look at the value of our dollar, how it depreciated the last two months, and how much it appreciated over the last 5 years, yeah. I mean, an international crypto product can really transcend that.
International crypto product. What do you think that is? Do you think that's Ripple's product? It's not only Bitcoin's, but Ripple, now that it's approved by law to not be a security. I mean, which product do you think institutions are going to start diving into now once Larry Fink realizes that Ripple and XRP is that project? Do you think their heads are going to start to turn from Bitcoin over to XRP as liquidity starts to flow in? Let me know your guys' thoughts.
And that's why we believe there's great opportunities, and that's why we're seeing more and more interest. And that interest is broad-based worldwide.
Yeah, it changed the moment you said you were interested in it and maybe realized, like the decision yesterday from a federal court judge, it's here to stay. So let's find a place to do it without worry.
BlackRock's name's going to be on it. We're going to make sure that it's safe and sound and protected.
Right, we're going to talk about a couple of things that BlackRock does. First of all, number one, in terms of the actual technology, letting people be able to vote, let institutions be able to vote their issues, but you're also number one in terms of the world advisor. You're playing the role of what J.P. Morgan was in the right at the turn of the century. And I want to ask you, what does a guy like Zelensky do when he talks to you?
We have an enormous responsibility and opportunity. When I had conversations with the president, it was about how do we create a resilient capitalistic system post-war? How do we incent private capital to come into this country? And if we have more private capital, the need for public capital is less. It's no different than what we're trying to do in infrastructure, where because of the deficits that David talked about, if we are going to decarbonize the world, we're going to have more private capital. So in Ukraine, in my conversations with the government, it's about how do we show the world that we're developing a reconstruction fund that is not going to be corrupted by corruption, by oligarchs. Are we able to create a system in which, if we're investing money there as capitalists, we are going to make a fair and just return? And that's what we're doing there in Ukraine. And I must tell you, the government and its finance team are really smart, focused men and women who are trying to make sure when the war is over that we have the construct of a fair and just investment pool. And that will attract a lot of foreign capital.
Yeah, so that's what they want. They just want market share. And so I don't believe everything this guy says, but he controls a lot of money. That's the real key there. So if he's bullish on it, you know that it's going to bring a lot of institutions and a lot of companies, a lot of revenue to the crypto space. In terms of making it fair, that's debatable on that, because the world is run by people with money. Obviously, when people have money, they can come in, they can just keep buying up and keep buying up and keep buying up. But those of you that have retail money, which is like us, right? I got retail money. I'm not making 10 billion a year or a billion a year yet. The Bull Runners Club, we're all gonna be multimillionaires. I became a millionaire before 30 because I applied proven principles, but I also understood trends, where money's moving, and how to capitalize on industries, right? Knowing where the money's gonna move in these industries. So right now, looking at Bitcoin, when we look at the bull run from 2015 to 2017, it took 2.92 years, which was 1,067 days right here. And so almost 3 years to go from bottom to top. Then it took 363 days to go from top to bottom. Then from bottom to top, it took 2.91 years, which was 1,061 days. Then from top to bottom in 2021 was 376 days. So if I were to measure out from right here to right here, that's roughly 18,000% growth for the 2015 to 2017 bull run. Then I were to measure out from bottom right here, give or take a few percentage points. If I were to zoom in, 2,000%. So that's a 20x right here. So even if we just did a 10x for Bitcoin from the bottom right here, what would that put the price for Bitcoin? Well, that would put it at $180,000. So I believe we'll go anywhere between $100,000 and $250,000. I don't think we'll quite make it up to $500,000, even though anything's possible if that happens this next bull run. But if we average out, that would be awesome if it happens. But if we average out the 2015 to 2017 bull run, and we average out the last two, it would come out to 2.92 years, 1,064 days, so almost 3 years again, and that would put it to October or November, right? It would put it right here on November 9th of 2025. So you still have, from where we are right here today, July 14th, let's just look at July 14th, give or take 2 days, right? You would have 850 days before we see the top. So you're early, but you don't want to wait. You don't want to be late, because when Bitcoin sees the surge of volume come through, and then Blackrock's ETF eventually gets approved, and they keep making it more friendly to what the SEC wants, to be able to watch how investors buy, sell, trade, all that stuff, and who they are, and I'll get all the information. We'll see Bitcoin go on this turbulent roller coaster over the next few years, and we could see, rallies like this, consolidation periods, Bitcoin going sideways, followed by final, blow off top, 2025, and then the bear market coming after that. And so I would expect massive corrections on the way up, as massive money gets funneled in. And then also same thing for XRP as well too. I would expect XRP to pump, and I'm expecting between $10 and $30 in XRP by 2025. That's my price prediction for XRP. And the fact that it's sitting below $1 right now, 10 to a 30x for XRP, even beyond that. It's my price prediction. I could be wrong there. Don't buy it. Don't sell XRP.